ball roll. It's crazy. And again, the play styles.
Yeah.
They come into play, not only the finesses come into play, the trivelas. Now, he's been able to just control dribble with Saka inside the area, open up the angle with a ball roll. Again, another goal. It's just, what amazes me is 5 different kind of goals. So different, and it seems like he's dominated everything, really.
Yeah, I mean, he learned everything now. I think the only one that he's not using that much, if you also look at his center mids, we don't have any player with long ball. Gullit and Bellingham both don't have the long ball trait, so he never uses it. So that's the only thing that he could learn maybe, but he's playing perfect also without that. So I think you don't need to learn that.
I think that was the first shot we've seen from Jesus.
First one, yep.
In this quarter-final. Wins a corner. Let's go. I mean, I dare to ask, you at a quarter-final, Gravison, you're 5-0 down in 35 minutes, to try and keep yourself together mentally and not crack. And I mean, look, there's an obvious task in front of your screen that you're playing Anders, and he's got a 5-0 lead against you. I've never seen him drop a 5-0 lead.
Never. I mean, ابومكة always talks about this, how if you constantly press against Anders, you'll consider a lot of goals. And you can see that Jesus is panicking now at the moment. Not only
بعد كم؟ بعد ربع ساعة أتوقع.
The first time shot from Cruyff didn't make any sense really as well. So, I mean, the pressure can get to you. You're here in the biggest stage, probably the biggest game of your life. You played this against Anders, this version of Anders. The pressure can get to you.
But Graf, if you would be Anders, would you change anything? I mean, it's perfect. But
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. هلا والله رضا.
You just don't need to score that many goals. You just need to be clean sheet. Normally, you also could hold more possession, but would you change anything? Would you change your play style or play the same?
I'll play the same if I'm Anders, because he's playing well. And not only he's playing well, Jesus has only shot once, and it was the first time, which didn't make any sense really. So why changing things? You're playing perfect FC at the moment. You're leading 5-0. You gotta keep going.
أرحب حبيبي أرحب.
With Case after the game that he wanted revenge for his teammate and Levy Finn. And I'll tell you what, he might have just got revenge and a bit more than that. Yes, there's still plenty more time to play. 9-minute halves this year. Chance for R9, went for a power shot. And to answer that question as well, of what you would change, I think we know Anders here. All he's going to do is just try and double that lead.
He will never stop.
And try and make it even more convincing than it already is. Nice step over exit. Jesus, this has to go. It does. It's a
كم مداه ذا كم؟
Yes, potentially an impossible task in front of him. But a goal before half
خمسة.
time.
Well.
We'll just regain something, Gravison. The final third to be like, look, I'm in a top 8 for a reason. I'm in this game. And there's still a lot of time to be played.
You can see Anders' applause. Sportsmanship given to Jesus because it was a beautiful goal. And again, it was a beautiful use of the play styles. The first touch, play style plus from R9, puts into the right position, the step over, then you open up the angle with a ball roll. And again, the finesse as well because of the finesse play style plus. Again, brilliant goal, but he has to keep going. I feel like for the last 5 to 10 minutes, Jesus is playing much better.
مبروك والله انك جبتوني كروس.
It's just those first 15
كويس لحقت عليه قبل ينتهي السيزون.
Yeah, I also think like Jesus is crazy.
والله بوشكاش ما هو قد كذا ترى. والله ما عجبني مرة. حطيت احتياط.
That he don't concede any goal anymore against Anders in one half, 9 minutes per half, and he has to open, he has to press. I think that is not possible.
شوف زعلان، شوف هو متقدم 5 زعلان. ما هو ذا البزر الثاني.
So much more from himself. 5-1 at the break, as we said. Anders Vergang is leading Jesus. Guess what? We're not going to stop there though. Here at the FC Pro World Championship, we're going to kick off another quarter-final as well. He had all the support yesterday online, all the way in Morocco as well. We heard 20,000 Moroccans are watching on another stream. He's going to be in action. Ex-Sharif against ابومكة. Also the Saudi fans, Grav, they love him. They feel like maybe he could be that next Asari coming through.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not only the way he's been playing these World Championships. Also, if we talk about FC Pro back in the days, just 6 months ago, I did some research. I didn't remember that he just was this close to beating PH in the quarterfinals.
but still was there last year in the World Championship. So much to come from this game. Let's tease up now. It's ex-Sharif against ابومكة next.
هذه المباراة اتوقع باقي عليها ربع ساعة. ولا الحين خلاص بدت انتهت المباراة الأولى.
Nicolas, his coach, just a few hours before the show started, and he told me when Nicolas was training with Sharif back, let's say 4 days ago before playing, he thought Sharif had a really proper chance of not only qualifying for the group stage, but getting out of the group stage because of the player switching and because of the way he left stick dribbled. And it feels like Fer told me that Sharif's left stick dribbling was one of the best he's seen this year. So I do feel like he's lacking some things in defense, but if he gets that fixed, for sure he can get to the top 4.
Yeah, but also if we've seen like the match from ابومكة against Tex, if we remember, I think it was maybe 7-7, 6-6. So if Sharif just continue like how good he is in attack, I think he also can score many goals against ابومكة, but ابومكة is also really good in attack, so that will be a tough match. And you also think there will be many goals, Robinson?
I do think it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be 5-5, 6-6. It's going to be one-sided, but I do think we're going to see a lot of goals because ابومكة's defense is good, it's decent, but Sharif's ones, I think he needs to step it up a little bit.
Back to this one now, Anders on for another 6-1.
والله ذام هايطي.
If there was any doubt, you can think again. 5 goals.
بالله اني حسبها انتهت.
It's unlucky because Van Dijk was battling with Haaland, and that's
الشوط الأول 5. والله اني حسبها انتهت.
the drill pass was there, and I do think Hesser's defense.
أجل مباراة ابومكة بعدها على طول.
But yeah, the player switch wasn't that good, and it seems like the game, I'm not going to say it's done, but 6-1 Anders, oof, that's a tough mountain to climb.
And can we talk about it a bit more as well, because there is a lot of people in the community asking right now, are they actually seeing Hoslu as a right back? Chance for Hessers, big goal back for him, 6-2, still a 4-goal deficit between the two. Explain the Hoslu scenario for those that might not be aware of the meta that we're following here in the FC Pro scene.
Hoslu is just, he's really tall. He's 193, I think. And yeah, he got aerial plus. So you just use him as a right back to don't concede any headers from Weghorst or Haaland. I think it's a good option for Anders because it's so hard to just outplay him, to just score normal goals. And if you're not able to cross because Hoslu is on the side, you just don't have the chance like to score any headers, and this one is yeah really important for Anders.
أنا نشغل البث على
I mean, he has not the best defense stats. He got like 80
ابومكة بدأت.
something like that, and no defense play styles, I think. But
يا أخي أقسم بالله العظيم إيش النظام ذا؟
and of course aerial plus.
Well, we have just kicked off that other quarter-final
مرتين بنفس الوقت.
between ابومكة and Sharif. Could be an early start there. Schmeichel comes out and grasps the ball. We will keep up to
يا أخي كيف نشوفها طيب؟
الله
يغفر جوكم.
still plenty of time to give you.
طب هذه المباراة شبه منتهية 6-2 منتهية أصلا. أول عن المباراة الثانية. أبو جوكم.
Different journey, Anders, to be to this point. Only had to play 3 games to get here. It was an opening win 2 days ago against Ekman of Club Bruges, who came through the play-ins. It was a 6-3 win.
بوشكاش. والله كلهم اثنين، كلهم يا رضا. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله يا وليد. المعذرة ما شفت رسالتك توي اشوفها.
One of them two will be continuing to write history for themselves with a spot in the semi-final. That first shot does come in, it's a corner. There goes the way of Sharif. Flick on. For a goal kick.
This all started with the left stick dribbling with Havertz, which opened up the angle for a pass into R9. It seems like the left stick dribbling from Sharif is beautiful at the moment.
We want to hear from you at home as well. It's clear to
اشرف كيف مستوى ما ادري عنه.
From the stream. Saudi fans, Moroccan fans, all pushing their two players on to make some history today. Lofted in all the way, it goes across out for a corner. Not sure how Weghorst didn't connect with that one. Quick corner comes in, Abubakar saved at the back post. Can he keep it in? Canate can. That's the time. Just to move the ball back around again to recycle it back in. Weghorst, R9 can't find anywhere past that back line.
Great press.
Sharif, but the possession still falls the way of the Saudi Arabian. The MBS winner, that's how he got his ticket here to the World Championships. Little lofted pass, it should
لا يا أخي على الأرض والله على الأرض.
One thing that's beautiful about the way ابومكة plays and attacks is that he's through.
خطيرة 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 خطيرة. يمين 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 يمين.
Yes! Just about. I thought it would work. It was about to go out, but it isn't. It's Raja Casablanca's.
يلا 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 معوضة معوضة.
It all came from that ball there, and it was a long ball. But Haaland just kept on running.
Yeah, I think he sent it Haaland earlier, and he played this long ball with R9. I think Aboumakka didn't.
عادي عادي ريلاكس ريلاكس لسه بدري بدري بدري.
For long ball, so he didn't select his player early, and he didn't press R9, and Sharif just went through.
One thing I'm going to talk about is, because Umut probably won't talk about this, Umut created this meta back in 2022 with the way you were making those runs with Haaland, with the midfields, and now 2 years later, it's still OP, it's still people using it, but you discovered it, Umut. It was you, 2022.
Yeah, I was one of the guys.
Just quickly, could be on for a second, cuts it back inside R9.
حلو 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 قفل عليه.
I was one of the guys who used it a lot. Like I think back in the years it was just stronger, these long balls, if you just send players, and now we got different long balls. It's more like Johnny is playing like to send your wing back through and to just come over the lines. But I think sometimes if the opponent doesn't expect it, you can also send Haaland or R9 for a long ball. And yeah, as we see, it's just a really, really easy goal. He didn't have to do anything like special, but just easy and effective.
ابومكة on the hunt for a way back.
لا يا
It was
رجل.
only a few weeks ago, wasn't it, Amit, where you actually played against
دافع قفل عليه.
Yeah,
in a tight game against him. I mean, what was it like playing against him? What are some of the intricacies that ابومكة tends to have?
I think he's playing really basic. In this tournament, I played against Sharif in the round before, and then I played against Abu, and yeah, he was just doing really well. He was trying to get on the CDMs to just pass on the strikers, and he was really good in
حلوة.
and also in
Should be on side. To save that one was from Schmeichel.
And as you were explaining the way he attacks, he did that attack, it was really close to scoring. It seems like what ابومكة does really is fundamentals.
Yeah,
he got them right.
But you also see Davis as a
هذا ميزة إن خلت يلعب ظهير.
You think like I've never seen that before, right?
Never.
I think he's the only one. I think he's playing left center mid with Davis, who's also going as a left mid if Sharif has the ball. So maybe he's better in defense as a left mid.
Could make sense, yeah. And he has 99 pace, obviously.
Yeah, long
really
ball.
Quick.
Yes, this
Got
long
99 dribbling as well, which probably make him a little bit agile. Midfield three.
Nice press. And this could be dangerous.
Ronaldinho and Mbappe on the left-hand side of your screen. Mbappe will try and trigger his run. I'm not sure what that was on terms of a player lock that then brought a skill move out from Ronaldinho. He still is in possession though. Is the Moroccan, picked the player lock on perfectly. Canate well defended. Even has time to take.
يلا يلا بدأ يتوتر.
Mid-attack. I wouldn't risk that normally.
I mean, he's in the game for top 4, and it seems like he's playing for
حلو روح
champions.
روح روح روح.
Throw his head.
بلنتي يا حكم. بلنتي.
Kai Havertz, you are one lucky man.
Let's see if we can get a replay on that because
it looked like a lunge grab, a long lunge.
That's poor control by Stones. That's the thing. If you're attacking with Stones, probably controls the first time touches are gonna be weak.
بيلعب سريع سريع.
It's interesting. Reminds me of Alay Waran back in, let's say, last year, 2 years ago. So left-footed player in that position.
Yeah, he's just really tall. He's good in defense, and I think just everyone just plays with one fullback. It's offensive, and the other one is just staying back. And I think Stones is really good to just stay back, to just win tackles.
والله مبابي ثقيل. والله مبابي ثقيل.
We're going to catch the closing stage of our first quarter.
هذا لسه 6-2.
It is still 6-2. There's been no difference in the scoreline. And the headline news here, Grav, that Anders was 4-0 up within 30 in-game minutes of this quarter-final. He has not seemed phased at all by the big stage here in Berlin.
We can see if he's going to score another one. Yeah. Yes, he does. That's a brilliant step over. Not only
خلاص انتهت هذه. انتهت.
He uses them a lot and brilliantly. And I mean, it's just the way he opens up the angle. He goes for a shot. 7-2, game done and dusted. And he shushes as well.
والله ذا الورع مهايطي.
He said yesterday that Anders was playing superb. It seems like he's somehow found another level today.
I think he's just playing like the last days. I mean, he played in the last days perfect. Now this game is perfect. And if you continue like this, I really don't know who can stop him. He's just playing crazy.
Well, 5 in-game minutes left of this one. We have heard of a big roar as well. There's been a big goal, bottom of your screen. I'm sure the Moroccans that are tuned in will be going crazy because he leads by 2 goals to the other. What a story this is starting to become now. First year he's been able to compete. Comes through the Moroccan Iboltola League with Raja Casablanca. He had to go the long way around the play-ins, and as it stands, he could be on his way to be into a semi-final. Hezer's looking for a consolation if he can find it. Still can't find a way past.
والله.
Story there, Grav, that's building in our other game.
And if we focus about the gameplay,
خطر.
Brilliant first player lock to open up the angle, and then he went for another quick player lock into the cross, which even though it was Stones against Haaland, which was playstyle plus against playstyle plus aerial, Haaland is just...
خلاص شيل المباراة هذه. شيل انتهت.
That's 2 goals from Haaland. The first one we...
خلاص انتهت. شوف حتى هم ما يبي يلعبون.
And now the header.
But you think the player lock, like the second for the cross, changed anything? You didn't think like he just could like cross normal without the player lock?
I think he could have crossed normally, yeah, but he did it. It was nice, it was beautiful,
Yeah,
and it worked.
and maybe it's also nice to get your fingers warm for player lock because he's using it a lot.
Well then, full-time result. And the headline news here from Berlin is we have our
يا سلام تجيبهم يسلمون على بعض ايوه وبعدين طيب خلاص ايش في مباراة شغالة هناك.
An even more convincing performance as well. 7 goals to 2. And he sends himself into the semi-final stages. Let's not hang about for too long because we've got another game that is very much underway as it currently stands.
يا مخرج عطنا مباراة ثانية.
Over there, he's had the best start in the first half.
2-0 الحين.
Trying to make the most of that one. Well, we haven't had a great deal of time to talk about this game in detail, but first and foremost, Grav, we've seen it in little bits and bobs. You said the gameplay elements were brilliant from Ex-Sharif. It seems like right now, no matter what he does, he's going to be loved for what he's done. He's already qualified for a World Championship. He's already made history. Just keep dreaming. Just keep going. At the moment, he's doing that.
I mean, it really, when you get to the top 8 and you were an eligible country last year, it seems like every single match is a gift, really. So in this situation, what I want to mention is how I mentioned how he wasn't defending as good these last few days. Today, the player switching into the center backs for the tackle has been brilliant, and I don't think I remember ابومكة having a clear chance. And it seems like the offside trapping is really good, and then when he switches into the center backs, nice tackles. He's defending perfectly.
Well, you're speaking a lot about how good he's been defensively. Someone else has been keeping a close eye on the actions. Our very own Ryan Pissarro. Ryan, what have you made of it so far in this game?
thanks, Brandon. I agree with everything Gravison has said. Sharif's been defending fantastically, but offensively as well is where he stood out as we take a look at his first goal in this game. As the clip plays on, pay attention to Erling Haaland here, who's triggered. And then you'll see here, the ball gets to R9. If you can freeze it here perfectly, there's a few options what you can do. Of course, the triggered run is...
شوف ضير اليسار كاسر التسلل
A lot of players will
ما
look
حتى
for the
تجي الفان
passes.
دايك والله.
You've got Mbappe here in support. You've got Ronaldinho near Ronaldo for a pass as well. And of course, R9 Ronaldo doesn't really have the greatest passing play styles, if any, at all. So this pass is a little bit unorthodox as the clip plays on. It sets Haaland, who's perfectly in on goal, and it's down to Sharif now. Does he keep composed? Does he
الله حتى لو حرك الحارس يمين.
and that's exactly what he done. Celebration to match with his coach as well, and of course he knows it's a big second half to play, and of course they've head on back to the castle to see it.
It's a real unique scenario, isn't it, for Sharif as well, because as far as we've seen in this scene, there's been moments where a bit of history's been made. We saw the first Indian player qualify for the World Championship in Charanjit a few days ago, but when you've got a country that is just going crazy about you. Richard was saying he had a chat with Sharif. I think in the last 24 hours or so, he's gained 25,000 new followers on social media. Yesterday, he said, every time I'm refreshing my phone, I'm getting more and more Moroccans saying, we love you, you've made our country so proud. He just must be, this can't go any better for him at the moment.
It has to be the best week of his life. This is having your whole country being proud of you, playing in a top 8 situation in which he's playing perfectly. It seems like if he keeps it like that, it's going to be a top 4. I mean, it has to be the best week of his life, for sure.
For Abumaka, he had an interesting group stage just a few days ago, because it wasn't as easy as he would have liked that to be.
He's onside.
We'll talk more about that in a second. Neymar on for a third, potentially!
Got it.
Wow, wow, wow.
What a performance we are seeing!
Wow.
والله صعبت.
If we run it back,
صعبت.
just before that first control was the player lock, and then the finish was green. And it
الحارس
seems like
تشيك
those
صح؟
counterattacks he's pushing and he's punishing as well, because the player lock into Neymar was the perfect timing for it to not be offside, and then he's not second guessing. Goes for near post, green, 3-0.
Yeah, the dribbling before that was also really clean. The R1 dribbling, I mean, he just did it perfect to create the chance with the player lock again. I mean, I think he's the player who used the player lock the most in this tournament by far. Sure. And he's using the perfect.
Yeah, so as we saw from the clip that Ryan was talking about, it was not only the through ball, but first he opened up the angle with the player lock into R9, then second goal, 2 player locks, and now another player lock. Wow, we gotta go for a masterclass with him.
It's a start.
That's interesting.
The top 8 final day he's had. Abumaka, though, as I was saying, look, started with a big 6-0 win a couple of days ago. Then lost 8 goals to 2 against Max Kullermeyer, which was a bit of a shock result as we were talking about. We didn't expect that performance from Max. He had a great tournament overall.
Player lock.
Had to go on a penalty shootout against Tex to eliminate him to stay in his competition.
Abdallah.
And right now it could be 4-0 down.
انتهت.
The Moroccan is causing mayhem here in
هلا يا عبد الله هلو. ارسل.
Thanks, so good. You see again the goal, just the player locks. 3 player locks. 3 incredible player locks. And then the finish again green, good composure. Really, really well done.
You can see what it
Bot
means.
Rix.
Bassi sat there on the
https://linktree.ee/checo.
Alongside.
والله صارت صعبة.
Good for Mr. Dori as well. They have been pushing for Morocco to have a voice in this scene. They were part of the FC Pro this year.
Another one.
And at the moment, this guy is absolutely cooking.
But Gravison, what do you think? You like Sharif got crazy support from the Moroccans. You think that also pushes him and helps him to play his best level?
It seems like it. Seems like it, because I don't think we've seen Sharif play as good as he's playing at the moment.
Yeah.
And I do think sometimes maybe when people are expecting big things from you, it can get to you and you can play worse. But sometimes it can bring you up.
Can we just tease this as well?
يلا هدف
The
بس.
semi-final we've got on paper here. Anders Vergang against Sharif for a semi-final worth $150,000 that's going to have two huge
لا
fans
مكسورة تسلل.
behind it.
And I do feel
والله
like
تشيك
player
فاشل بالحراسة،
really
اقسم
work against
بالله تشيك من افشل الحراس في
It can go
فيفا.
both ways because if you're
بالذات
not
في
picking up the
التحريك.
player lock, he'll just player switch to the stones or whoever and then get the ball back. But if he's quick with those player locks, I think you can really punish Anders because he'll put players out of position.
Yeah, I also think the same. I think Sharif got good chances to score many goals against Anders. I think how he's playing here, like, he's playing perfect. Also in defense now he's playing perfect, but
Surely not a fifth.
تسلل اوكي.
but against Anders it's not that easy to defend. So I think also Anders will score many goals, and I think in this matchup we also will see many goals if we just see it because ابومكة just still got 25 minutes, 4 goals, 9 minutes per half. Maybe he can do that.
It's a long time, but we just haven't seen ابومكة be able to get going here. In case you haven't heard, as part of this year's FC Pro World Championship, there is, of course, a jackpot of $250,000 on the line, plus that incredible trophy, but there's also some power from
مديك.
our FC
No.
Pro champion, because he will get to choose his own icon SBC to come into the game. And we've been asking for you to get involved at home as well in the conversation of who you want that to be. It is one icon from a selection of 6.
ديفيد.
Your answers have been coming in. Eusebio, Jarzinho, there's Mbappe.
يلا يا ابوي ذا الحارس اقسم بالله والله من احسن الحراس بالتحريك. ابوي شمايكل اقسم بالله اذا ما معك شمايكل ما عندك حارس.
There's been loads of crazy suggestions in the chat. There's been a lot of love for Samuel Eto'o, Grab. One icon you'd love to see as an icon SBC.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching Samuel Eto'o pretty much demolishing the Spanish league. He was so good when he was playing at Barcelona. But again, I really loved when I was competing back in 2019-18. Eusebio as a striker. Wow, what an item. So maybe Eusebio? I don't know.
Amit, who would you be choosing?
I think I would just take a player like, of course, who I grew up, but also like I'm a Fener fan. Roberto Carlos, for example, played for Fener. Maybe I would choose him, and also maybe the players will just have their favorite clubs and just take a player from their club.
Well, we know that the community love this as well. It's an even bigger reason to get behind your favourite pro here in Berlin, because they could have a say in who could be coming into your ultimate team next. As we said, the winner today will get their own icon SBC that will be coming into the game at a later date. And the chat is going crazy about it. They have certainly got their opinions on who they would like to see. Back to this one now. 80 minutes away from finding our first semi-final locked in on paper. As it currently stands, it's going to be Anders Vergang against Sharif. The matchup of $150,000. Still no way through for ابومكة. Still
لمسة واحدة يا أخي شو.
can't find a way through, and you can just see the frustration coming out from him, Grab.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you know this is probably the biggest game of your life, really, and it seems like it's not going well because you're not only not playing at your best, but you had a couple of chances here. He chose the wrong post both times, and that's so frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, now he's also in constant pressure, but you see, again, a mistake from ابومكة, and it's not easy to play. If you just have in mind, like, you're 4-0 down, you just have 15 minutes, and you need to score at least 4 goals, and you're not able to concede one, because if you just concede one, it's
game
definitely over.
Where do you think it's gone wrong for ابومكة in this scenario? Maybe some nerves coming in, Rivaldo.
أعوذ بالله ما بغت تدخل. يلا.
I think he just couldn't play his normal
أقسم
play,
بالله
like,
حارس
how he
مقفل
plays
الباب.
normally he's really
حارس
good in attack.
مليان في
He
الباب.
didn't create that many chances in that game, and as we know, Sharif is really good in the attack. That he's scoring 4 goals, I think it's normal for Sharif. And yeah, so he just had to play better in offense, create more chances, and I think that was the thing that ابومكة did wrong.
Well, we're here on Saturday now in Berlin. It was on Wednesday where Sharif had to play in the play-ins. 20 players.
يلا يلا يلا.
Only 8
يلا يلا يلا
to
يلا.
the World Championships.
Woo.
He lost his first game 7-5, Gravison, in the groups, and then he went on to top the group, winning 3 games on a bounce. That put him into the World Championships on Thursday.
لعيبة طوال.
Beat Marco, who was a runner-up in the World
تمريرات فوق
Championships
فوق
last year.
المدافعين.
Then beat K1 John on penalties to get him
كيف؟
into the round of 16, and it was yesterday where he took down the ball, Libertadores champion, and he might be on his way to take down the Saudi Arabian champion this year as well.
Not only that, in the last match of the play-ins group stage, he scored a couple of goals in the last minutes of the game, and that put him
لازم
in the
يلعب
first
كذا
position
لازم يلعب
spot.
كذا.
So he's clutch,
خلاص.
and he's managed to play those really complicated minutes of the match in a perfect way.
And look, although this has been a real hard game for ابومكة, I know he's got an incredible Middle Eastern community behind him that's backing him, part of Team Falcon. MS Dasari, the man that we all know and love, his esports organisation, will be backing him to come off the back of this one. He's still can't find a way through, even with an open goal. There's just a defender looms in the way. He has played this game perfectly.
Would you change anything, Robson, if you're Sharif? Because, like, look at his right back. Just in the box. His left back is in his box.
He's still
And he got,
attacking.
like, some counter-attack against him. Of course, it's the 86th minute. So I think now it's probably over. But still.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Changing for the 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2.
Yeah, something like that. You see both fullbacks
Are attacking.
offense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before a ball was kicked here in Berlin as well for
جي
Sharif.
جي جي.
He just won his biggest
GG
jackpot this year of
ابومكة
$10,000 in the
ومبروك يا
Moroccan League,
أشرف.
winning the Portola League. With this win here, he will
مباراة
quadruple
لطيفة تكتيكية.
his all-time earnings in this space. $70,000 just for getting to a top 4. What a way to mark your first season since Morocco have been eligible.
I do think if you attack with both fullbacks against Anders,
لما دخلت من
that's
أول
not
تدخل
going to work
الحين.
out well for you, because he's really good at punishing when you attack with just one fullback. If you attack with both, 4v2 every single attack, he's going to score every single chance he gets.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you lose the ball in his box, I think it's okay. But if he wins the ball in your half, both fullbacks go up, he will probably score many goals.
Is he done yet? No. Look at the time though on red. Added time at 2 minutes. But as we said, we'll tease it again. It is going to be out there. What a semi-final that is going to be. Anders Vergang against ex-Sharif. It's whoever's going to be louder in the chat at home.
جي جي جي
Because
ما
there's gonna
قصرت يا
be
ابومكة.
an incredible semi-final.
بالتوفيق
He can't
لأشرف.
believe
المباراة
what
الجاية
he is
بالتوفيق.
achieving here in Berlin. It's not a dream. Morocco are here, and they are here to stay.
بالتوفيق بالتوفيق إن شاء الله.
You can see what it means to him. He doesn't know well he's played.
Yeah.
The thing is,
ما قصرت أبومكة والله سويت كل شيء.
the toughest game in the competition.
حارس قفلة.
He's able to keep up with those player locks and the way his players switching with the center backs and fullbacks. He could win. That's gonna be a hard matchup for him.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this semi-final is the biggest match. I mean, if he wins this, he play in final, and he won.
طيب نصلي إن شاء الله
If you win
ونرجع
against Anders,
نكمل
confident is at
بثنا يا
100%.
هاشم.
So you